What's up, YouTube? How is everyone? I hope good. I wasn't sure what I was going to do my video on today, but I came up with a great idea because it's an experience that I'm going through and one that's been very hard and one that's been difficult to understand, and definitely for the other person, I don't know if they even know what it even means. So I thought I would share what I have researched and what I've learned soulmates versus twin flames are, and to explain each one of them, what a soulmate is and what a twin flame is, because I think that a lot of people do not know really even the concept, or if they're real or if it's just something people throw out there. Well, they are real. You do have soulmates. You have many soulmates in your life. People perceive it to be that you have one soulmate and that's it. And that's not true. We have soulmates in friendships, we have soulmates in romantic relationships, and in family members. So, and I'm going to read because I went ahead and made a lot of notes because I want to make sure I don't forget anything. So, please forgive me if this bothers you, but this is how I want to make sure that I cover everything and I give you the correct information. So here we go. And by the way, I hope everybody is doing well. I'm so glad tomorrow's Friday. I'm sure you all are. My videos are not going to be done on the weekends. I am going to take the weekends off so I can spend that time with my family and do my other work. I refurbish furniture for a living. I also do cleaning, a cleaning business, and a couple of other things too. I'm really busy. I stay busy typically. So, okay, so here we go. Soulmates versus twin flames. Do you ever get confused by all of the soulmate and twin flame talk? I know I do all the time. I used to be like, oh, that stuff isn't real. That's just crazy. Do you know what a soulmate does and brings into your life, and what a twin flame truly is? Well, most people believe we only have one soulmate, which I already mentioned before. I went on to say that we have many in our lifetime, and the person who is meant to be your other half is actually referred as a twin flame. We typically move through life hoping that we're going to meet the right one. We all want to meet that one person that feels like they are just meant to be in our life, that generally make us, happy. They understand us, they accept our flaws, they don't criticize us. We don't have any doubt, that this is a person that we want to spend our life with, and we have no doubt that this person makes us fulfilled and full of every aspect emotionally that we need in a relationship. So, sorry. I just had a thought, and it was a thought of I am actually a twin flame. I'm actually going through this journey along with my awakening and stuff like that, and it's been pretty overwhelming. It's been an emotional time. I've never been so emotional. I believe that the person thinks I'm like some stalker, freakoid, that's some narcissist trying to reel him in to, take advantage of him, and just, I'm not the true person I'm putting myself out there to be. And it's just been a really emotional time for me, and it's been heartbreaking. You feel a lot of pain during this time. You feel lonely. It's just been quite the journey. It really has. I believe that a lot of people do not want to believe that soulmates and twin flames are real, because a lot of them are afraid of commitment. A lot of people nowadays are afraid of a commitment. We actually we do meet other soulmates. We do come together with other soulmates, excuse me, that are karmic, that are there to teach us while we're together the lessons that we need to learn. So when we go into our new connection with another soulmate, or our twin flame, or whomever, even if it's not those things, it teaches us to have the ability to have healthier relationships, to want healthier relationships, to to open up and not let our egos rule, our thoughts and our feelings, and we have more compassion towards other people and understanding, and we really, strive to have a healthy, loving relationship, with friendship and everything that comes along with it, and that's supposed to come with it. Well, people that are afraid of commitment they just absolutely refuse to be. They're like, there's no such thing. There's not even a person that can ever be like that. People don't accept everybody's flaws, and they don't want to work together, and they're just real negative. And the thing is that's how some people have healthy, fun, exciting, passionate, loving relationships. Sure, everybody fights, everybody has their disagreements. No, you're not going to agree 100%. No one does. You're just never going to have that, even with a friendship. But, that's what, two different people coming together, and that can live in harmony and love. And, you can create this abundant, powerful life together. And you could even become a power couple that, people really envy. And I'm not saying that I would ever want to be envied and all that, but it's just that people really look up to you because you truly have this happy relationship and marriage that everybody is striving for. I don't care who you are, everybody wants that. A soulmate is someone you have a significant connection with. This can come in the form of friendship, lover, or a family member, which I mentioned before. Really, it to sum it up in easy terms is anyone you have a strong bond with. And you'll know, you can have a strong bond with anybody, but you'll know the strong bond. You will feel it. Soulmates help us grow in life and grow to be our true self. They teach us also how to become our true self. And we all need to become that in life to really have the things and that we strive for and that we want. And then also to really learn to love ourselves and respect ourselves and know, what we deserve and what we don't, and how to treat others the same. So, soulmates are really significant to our growth, and, like a lot of things that we have that teaches us all the stuff that we need to learn in our life to have this abundant life. Twin flames share many similarities with their soulmate. A twin flame can also be your soulmate, but to a more extensive, like in a more extreme level, Twin flames are a lot harder to come by because in order to have one, you have to have a soulmate too, if that makes sense. You could have, like I said, you could have many soulmates. You could be dating a soulmate and meet another soulmate, but typically, if that happens, that soulmate, that the second one, is going to also be your twin flame, and that connection is undeniable. You will know it. You will like almost mourn for this person because your souls are connected, and that aspect of it I really can't explain. It's so intense, and it's just, I'll be honest, the way I feel is at times it's the most awful feeling I've ever felt. I've been married before. I've, obviously been divorced. I've dated, and, I've had my heart ripped out of my chest, and to be honest, the one that recently that did that to me and really left me just broken and really having to look at myself was my karmic soulmate. But I feel more pain and more like disappointment and more I'm lonely, and I just can't stop thinking about this person. This person's always on my mind, and I'm trying to I'm trying to build my life back up and trying to go in this new direction and have all this other stuff going on. And I do want love. I want love so much. I want somebody to come in and respect me and accept me for who I am and not judge me and not be a narcissist and be mean to me because I'm an empath, and so on. I truly want that. But the pain that you go through because you're mourning for this, your soulmate and your twin flame, and just there's a lot of conflict between you two. It's kind of like you know that you have this bond to this person, but you're like, at some cases, it could be a complete stranger, or you could know this person, or, or you've been around this person and you're looking at each other like, well, that can't be my soulmate. That can't be my twin flame. We're two different people. We, walk two different beats to our, to the drum, and our friends are separate, and my parents don't accept them, and, they don't think that that's the person for me, I'm, like in my case, I'm like, I'm, I'm different. Obviously I'm different, and I have tattoos, and I wear my hair a certain way, and, I'm just my own person. I don't dress to impress. I don't go out of my way to impress people. I'm a very kind, loving, generous person. People confuse that as being like trying to be this, like like I'm obsessed with them, and people don't understand my kindness. They don't understand my love. They don't understand my thinking, and how I could be so loving and understanding and really care so deeply like I do for people. And I really do care if somebody is doing well. I can feel their emotions. I can feel what they're going through. And especially with this person, it's like I can feel when they're having a bad day. I can feel when they're fighting with the person that they're with, that they're unhappy, or if they've done something wrong and they're disappointed in themselves. It's a whole nother ballpark and a whole nother emotional aspect of who I am, and it's overwhelming. And then a lot of cases I love it, because I can feel the love that we have together. They might not admit it. They're like, probably like, yeah, whatever, I don't love her. Well, whatever they say. I mean, that's, I know that in many cases that other person, they're so confused, and they don't know why they're feeling this for you, and they're thinking that somebody like me is putting love spells on them, and and whatever else. And I'm like, I don't do that shit. I don't need to do that shit. There's many fish in the sea. You're not required to be with this person. You're not, we all have free will. And if that's not who you want to be with, and that's not what you think is going to make you happy, or if that person is just will not give you the time or day, then you keep walking. You don't have to be with that person. You will always have that bond. You will always feel that love for that person. But we all have the right to decide in our life what we're going to do, who we're going to do it with. And if you don't feel that your twin flame, or a soulmate is for you, then you just keep on going. I mean, it's your life. But just know, once you give up that person, you'll never have that opportunity again. You'll never meet anyone ever that you'll have that connection with ever again. That is your one time, that twin flame. There isn't many twin flames. There are soulmates, but there isn't twin flames. You don't just, this is one chance of a lifetime to have a connection. And a lot of twin flames do not even meet up in this lifetime, or the next, or the next. So people really need to take that into consideration. Soulmates are someone that who is cut from the same energetic cloth as you, and you feel an undeniable pull and connection to. Sorry. I'm like soaking this stuff in as I'm reading it, because it really is just a very difficult thing to go through. Oh, it's exhausting. Pull towards, and almost as if you've met in a, before. And more than likely you have met, and it's knowing that you have met many lifetimes before. I mean, that's what it is too. And you need to feel, before, you need to feel the pull of a soulmate before you can ever meet your twin flame. Your soulmate comes first, unless your soulmate, you have a twin flame that is your soulmate also. But typically you will meet one before this, so they prepare you and teach you all the hard, shitty parts of relationships, and what to do and what not to do. So when you go into, you and your twin flame connect in friendship, you can connect in friendship, you can connect in, romance, you can connect in any aspect that you would like. Some people are already married and in a relationship, and they don't want to leave that person. They love that person, even though they feel this extreme pull towards you. So typically when that happens, or, it becomes more of a friendship, a really strong bond between, twin flames, a friendship. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that happens all the time too. There is no way you can find your twin flame, your mirror. They call it your mirror soul. You're mirroring each other. Your souls mirror one another without meeting your. I just said that. Soulmate is the person who a soulmate. Okay, so this is what I want to say. Your mirror soul, without meeting your soulmate, as your soulmate is the person who awakens your soul. And that's what, by doing so, then that's preparing you for your twin flame. If you are a twin flame, not everyone is. So I want to make that clear too. And until then, your ability to find your twin flame remains dormant. You're unable to do that until a soulmate awakens you to that possibility. Your soulmate is karmic. It helps you evolve as a human. Your twin flame is also a karmic, but they are someone who comes into your life to help you create something for the greater good. You both create something for the greater good of the world, of the universe, for yourselves. Twin flames actually are known to come together and to achieve something on a energetic level to help expand the consciousness of the planet. So that's how important twin flames are. This is how important it is that, their bond actually creates stuff for the planet, not just for themselves. If you are wondering if you are truly, sorry, my foot's itching. If you have truly found your true energetic counterpart, there are some signs. And I'm sorry, I know that I've been down and I apologize. And I know that I did that differently. So there are some signs. I'm not very good today. Actually, I didn't sleep very good last night. I was like an emotional wreck. I was like trying to figure out. I was married and I had a husband that was a narcissist that, honestly, I'll be honest. He created this delusion of him committing suicide. He really deceived me. He really used me. He really fooled me. And I ended up losing everything I had worked so hard for. I had a business that we worked together. We worked hard for, together. And I ended up losing my business because he spread so many lies and hate and just destroyed my reputation by making me out to be this horrible person, this abusive, unloving, unkind person that was taking his money, which he didn't have any money. He didn't have shit when he came in. Nothing. I mean, I had I had everything. I had a whole house full of my own stuff. I had a job. He didn't have a job. The reason why I opened my cleaning business is because he didn't have a job and he wasn't getting one. So I was like, well, fuck this. I'm going to create a job then. So I did. And it was a very successful business. Yes, he did do the cleaning part with me, but I worked pretty much 24 hours a day. I fucking busted my ass to get this business going. It was well known. I mean, we had a great reputation, and he decided he didn't want to do it anymore. He decided that whomever he was sleeping with that week, that they were going to do this faking of his death. And they used the same exact concept of my daughter's dad that did commit suicide. They made it out to be the same exact scenario. So people really did look at me like I was this horrible person that everybody around me just wanted to kill themselves. And that's far from true. And it just has really, really made me not be able to trust people, not to be able to open up. I've been healing through that. I've been healing through my childhood wounds, and I've been going through my awakening, and now I'm going through all this. I'm going through all this at the same time, and I really am deeply in love with somebody that I don't think will ever want me, and it's just a really hard thing to accept. And it's also a really hard thing to understand why I choose the people that I choose, because I'm sorry, I don't mean to be emotional. Um, because I know I'm a great person. I know that, I'm a great wife, or not even a wife. I don't have to get married. I don't care about that. I just want somebody to come in and reciprocate everything that I feel, and that gives me equal love and affection, and wants to make me happy, and wants to understand me, and doesn't want to run all over me and take me for advantage for my love and my kindness and my generosity, and my, I'm kind of, well, I'm not so much naive anymore, but I used to be really naive, and I'm just kind of innocent, like, in when it comes to love. I don't know, honestly. What I was thinking about when I was doing this is, I don't know if I've ever truly been loved by somebody. And that's just, well, besides my daughter, I'm talking in like a romantic sense. And that's just at 43 years old. That's just a really hard thing to ask yourself, and to not know if somebody has ever really truly loved you for whom you are and what you give to them and put out into the world. I haven't always been, the best person. When I was younger, I drank a lot. I partied. I could be a bully. I could be, I'm just be a bitch. And because I didn't, all I cared about was myself. And I didn't even care about myself. Obviously, I had no self love, no self respect. Um, but I just was really traumatized from my childhood. I didn't know it. I didn't understand very much. I mean, sorry, I know it's a server in. Well, anyways, this is just a really sensitive subject for me, and I want to always be honest in my videos. That's my whole point of making these, is because I have experienced a lot in my life, and I know that people don't want to be vulnerable. They don't want people to ever see their weakness, and how life really affects people. But without showing people really how we are affected, and that other people really do go through rough times, and that we're all human, and that we all feel emotion, and we're all people that go through rejection, no matter what we look like, no matter how people perceive us. We all go through shit in life. It's how we deal with it. And also, if we share our experiences, that's how we all learn, and that's how we all evolve into better people, into stronger people, into people that can deal with relationships better. And people that can see people that are out to deceive them, and so on and so on. Love creates and blinds us, very much so. When we're in love, we are blinded to a lot of people's flaws, or we might see them, but we just ignore them. I mean, people shouldn't have to go into a relationship and change. People should be able to go into a relationship and want to be in their first place. They want to be committed. They don't want anybody else. They don't want to go sleep with everybody else. They don't want you to go sleep with everybody else. They want that bond with you. And I'm not saying that a person goes in and just you're into a relationship and you want control of the other person, because that's also what happened in my last marriage. And I couldn't even go to the grocery store by myself. And when I would, he would check my mileage. And if I went further than what he thought, I was out sleeping with Joe Blow. I was buying drugs. You name it, I was doing it. But in reality, he was the one that was out doing it all, that he was accusing me of. And I wasn't doing shit. So, I mean, it's just, but we need to also realize that when we go into a relationship, we're not going in there to make that a bit different person. You should love that person 100% for whom they are and all of their flaws. Yes, we all have room for improvement. We all have room to grow, and we all have room to, you know, adjust to other people's ways of thinking. And, I mean, that's what happens when you have a true relationship. Yes, we all have to accept bad things, things that drive us, crazy about one another, and then, but we also have to not to want to go in and think that this person needs to mold to fit our needs, to fit what we think that person should look like, or what our parents think that person should be like, because we fell in love, or we picked that person to be with because of whom they are at that time, not because of whom we want them to be. And if you have that mindset, then that's not fair, and that's mean, and that's cruel, and that is just, I mean, not right, and not right to do to that other person. I know we've all probably done it. I'm guilty of it. But we go through these hard lessons. We go through karmic relationships and all that, so we can learn and take what we learned from that, whatever situation or that person, excuse me, and and bring that into our next relationship, even bring it into our relationship with ourselves, so we aren't doing and making those mistakes, and we aren't that person that is looking at somebody and being like, well, oh man, he is hot, but oh, I don't like anything about him. I don't like his job, so when we get together, he's going to have to get a new job. His friends, they suck, they don't like me, or I think they're assholes, so no more friends. He can't hang out with his friends. I don't trust him, so he's not allowed to go do that. That isn't love. That isn't a relationship. That isn't, respecting each other's needs and boundaries. If you are together with somebody, you have got to, let down your guard. You've got to trust that person until they prove you wrong. And you cannot bring in all your hurt and all your pain and all your mistrust into a new relationship and take it, have the same mindset that you had with your last person with a new person, because that isn't the same person. And if you do that, then that relationship is going to fail too. I don't care who you are. It's going to be toxic. It's not going to be healthy. You're not going to be happy. And in the end, you will go your separate ways. I read today a really good quote that I wanted to make sure that I shared with you on here. It says, "We think we meet someone with our eyes, but we actually meet them with our souls." And that's funny that I read that today, and it really just, I don't know, it just touches me. When I meet people now, I've always had this gift, but I just never knew what it was. It's like when I see them, I can see their souls. I know instantly now if they are a good person, if they are a bad person, or if they're just, kind of a fuck up, or, they're just whatever, When I met I had already known the person that I know to be my twin flame, that I believe that is my soulmate and my twin flame, honestly. I knew who he was. I was always attracted to him. I met him when I first moved to a town that I lived in for the last, 30 some years before I moved back to my hometown. But, and every time he would come into a room, I instantly could feel him. I instantly could feel that, being drawn to him. But he always was with somebody. I was always with somebody. And I don't know if I ever really gave it much thought, because to be honest, I knew, I guess then, that I wasn't his type. I figured that he was, he was just too good for me. I mean, that's really how I felt. And it's funny because, of course, no one's too good for you. I don't believe that. I believe that, we're all equal, and I perceive people that way. But I know that this person questions what my motives are, because how could he treat me the way he treats me, or treated me, or however I want to look at it. and still feel what I feel for him. It's because I can see his soul. I truly know who this person is. What I see and what other people see are two different things. I see this person for his flaws. I see this person for his secrets, for his, the bad things he's done, for the things he hides that he thinks no one knows, but I know because he's my twin flame, because our souls energetically separated into two, and then that's when you meet your twin flame, they want to come back because they're actually one soul. That's what it is. And that's what I feel with him. That's what I hope to have with him one day. But for me to allow somebody to treat me unfairly and unjust and just downright cruel is not showing myself self-love. So, and even though I know what our relationship had, what the potential of this relationship is and could, be, and, make us both extremely happy and actually be healthy and what we both have always wanted, I cannot allow a person to do that to me because I've done that my entire life. And that has gotten me nowhere except homeless and broke and a reputation of being somebody that I'm not, and men not wanting to date me because they're afraid I'm going to kill them, whatever it is. Our friends that, people see me coming a mile away and they roll in real quick and they take what they want and they roll back out. And, I have got to set my boundaries. You have to set boundaries in any type of relationship that you have with anyone, even with family members. If you are a twin flame, you are fated to meet this person at some point in your journey. The two of you will be pulled together like magnets, and that is true. It's like you can't energetically and you get away from each other. It almost drives you crazy because that's all you think about. That's all you feel. And it's just, it's overwhelming. And it's hard when say your twin flame is married or has somebody else or doesn't want a commitment or doesn't want you, period. It's an awful, awful feeling. You will know that you have connected with this person because you will immediately experience a sense of recognition. When you do encounter each other, the one that truly comes, the other half of your inner, okay, let me stop there. When you encounter each other, the other one truly becomes the other half of your energy, if that makes sense. Because your souls, like I said, your souls were separated into two. One went down this path, one went down this path, and eventually they find each other and come back together. And when that happens, your energy becomes one. So it will create a profound and life-altering experience. And that is no lie, it does. It creates a sense of wholeness. You feel whole with this person. Even if you're not with this person, just even the thought of their energy, because once you do encounter each other, you begin to share your energy with each other. Your energy wants to mix and be together and wants to create, and your souls want to create, go back into one. And that you could be at a distance, you could be, live next door to each other. Your energy now is working, together. It is, my energy is going to him, his is coming back to me. It's just, it's like longing for it, each other is how I put it. Your relationship will be, your relationship will naturally be extremely intense as twin flames mirror one another. The the sexual desire that you have for this person, the passion, the excitement you feel like when you think of them, and you know, you have dreams about them, and you have these intense fantasies about them, and it's just it's alluring, and it's sexy, and it's hot, and it's makes you like super excited, and it gives you a feeling that you have never felt before. You have fantasies of doing stuff with this person that you would have never even dreamed of doing, but you know that you could do it with them because you know that they would be open and willing, and you know, kind of adventurous, and you could trust them, and you know, I mean, it's amazing. It opens up this whole new like you, and like your perspective of love and life and sex and friendship, and it's amazing. It really is. It really is an amazing journey. It's good at sometimes, but it's, you know, it's hard. This person will not only provide a sense of wholeness, they will also elevate your self-knowledge, including knowledge of your flaws. You will mirror each other. You will one day be feeling great and just sexual and happy and just like, oh my God, I could conquer the world. And the next day you're just like, holy shit, I can't believe I do that. I can't believe what a piece of shit I am. And my God, I've never even seen that part of me. And how could I do that to another person or myself? Or what am I thinking? I mean, it's like up and down. Your emotions are going, like I said, your emotions are like spinning around, and your head's going that way, and your sexual drive is going this way, and your heart's going. It is, I mean, you're just like on this fucking roller coaster that you can't get off of. But in like some senses, you're feeling like this amazing sexual drive that you've never felt before, and you're like, hell, I'll take that. You know, everybody, you know, I mean, unless you're nuts, you know, sex is, I mean, it's one of the most amazing things about life. You know, I mean, if you have the right person, and you know, but then you start to doubt. You're like, oh my God, I'm not, you know, will he accept me for who I am? Does he like my body? Does he, you know, men are like, well, what happens if they don't think I'm, you know, big enough down there? And that shit doesn't matter. It's when you get together with that person, you're gonna freaking, it's gonna explode. I mean, literally, if like him and I ever got together and we ever were to do that, I bet we wouldn't even make it into a house to even, we'd be probably having sex everywhere, anywhere, and it wouldn't matter. It just wouldn't matter, because it's such an intense feeling, such an intense like desire that nothing and no one would ever, I don't think we'd ever care. I think that we would honestly fuck in front of people. Like, I don't know. It's just, it's an awesome feeling, but it's also so intense that it's overwhelming, I guess. So I said that, and it says there is a potential for conflict as well as much happiness. I think it's because you mirror each other, so your egos are kind of, you know, going at the same time. And you know, I think that when twin flames and that sort, when you do come together, you really have to be mindful of your thoughts, of the words that you say to each other, to really, you know, have a lot of communication, and just really a lot of patience and understanding. So rest assured